Hey, welcome back. In today's video, we're going to talk about Corelogic's latest housing market forecast over the next 12 months. They also provide some insights regarding home prices for this country, of course, but also some markets as well. The areas and also the states that have experienced the biggest decreases in prices and the biggest increases as well. Also, stay tuned toward the end of this video. I'm going to share their 5 markets in which they believe home prices will decrease the most over the next 12 months. I have that to share. Plus I have an update for you guys regarding mortgage rates because those have been increasing by about 50 basis points over the past several days. And also have an update for you guys regarding inventory as well. Some very interesting dynamics happening right now to the US housing market. If you guys get any value out of today's video, then please hit the like button. Also, consider subscribing as well. These videos take me hours to make, but I do enjoy them. But if you guys aren't subscribed just yet, around I think 70% of the people who watch my videos are not subscribed, but I invite you to do so because I post frequent housing market updates so you guys can be more informed. I do my best to provide, unbiased news as well. Anyways, here's the report. It was actually posted last week. Let's first talk about what happened regarding home prices. Then I'll share their forecast over the next 12 months. It says home prices nationwide, this is based on their HPI or their home price index, increased year over year by 3.9% in August compared to August last year. That is more or less in line with long-term historical averages. Home prices tend to increase in the range of 3 to 5%, not the 20% gains we saw back in 2021, for example. So on a yearly basis, prices rose by 3.9%. On a month-over-month basis, home prices decreased by 0.1% in August this year compared to the previous month. Before I share their forecast over the next 12 months, here's their forecast that was posted 1 year ago, back on October 3rd, 2023. I want to share this because here's a forecast for home prices from last August through this August. So a forecast 1 year ago called for an increase of prices up by 3.4%, which is actually very close to what actually happened because home prices increased by 3.9%. One last thing I want to talk about regarding this gain of 3.9%. Last month, the gain from home prices in July last year through July this year rose by 4.3%, whereas this August, it rose by 3.9%. So still up, but not as up compared to the previous month. Let's now discuss Corelogic's latest real estate market predictions. It says home prices will rise by 0.1% from August this year through September. So month over month, a small increase of 0.1%, and an increase by 2.3% from August this year through August of 2025. A small gain of 2.3%, which really kind of what catches my attention here is that over the past 12 months, home prices have rose by 3.9%, but their forecast is calling for a smaller gain, basically half that share or half that rate at only 2.3%. So on the low range, on the long-term historical averages, a small gain over just over 2%. According to Corelogic's chief economist, she stated the following: home price growth moved up by nearly 4% year over year in August, though those gains on a year over year basis are projected to fall to less than 1% by next spring. So taking a step back here, by next spring, they're calling for home prices to increase by less than 1% compared to this spring. So a drastic difference compared to the 3.9% gains we saw over the past 12 months. They go on to say that mortgage rates dropped to the lowest level in nearly 2 years the last week of September, according to Freddie Mac. But weakening consumer confidence over the job market and uncertainty around the November election could keep home price growth expectations muted. So regarding their quote here that we're at the lowest levels in about 2 years, that was kind of old news. I really don't like looking at Freddie Mac's weekly update regarding average rates because that's based on a survey that looks at data from about 1 week ago. So they post that every Thursday, and that survey is basically on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, if I'm not mistaken. So in any case, rates have changed or have increased drastically over the past week. And again, this forecast from Corelogic was posted about 1 week ago. So according to the Mortgage News Daily, this is based on a survey. They basically survey lenders across the country asking them, what's your average rate for someone looking to buy a house they plan to live in? in other words, not an investment property, they're putting 20% down and they have a FICO score over 700. I think around 760 or 780, if I'm not mistaken. So basically, what's the best rate overall across the country? So according to them, as of October 8th, which is today, the average 30-year fixed rate is at 6.62%. That was flat compared to yesterday. Jumbo loans around 6.75%. FHA and VA loans is around 6.12 to around 6.15%. So take a look at this, because 1 year ago, the daily rate was at 7.81%. So rates have decreased by 119 basis points or 1.19 percentage points over the past 12 months. Now that's a big change. I mean, look at this. We're at 8% back in October last year. Now we're at 6.62%. But look at just 2 months ago, or 1 month ago, we were in the low 6% range, around 6.14%, 6.11% in mid-September. So in fact, less than 1 month ago, we were at a 2-year low regarding rates. Now we're at 6.6% approximately. That is actually the highest rates we've had going back to about 2 months ago, back in August 8th this year. So just want to share that, because here saying that we're at the lowest rates in 2 years, that is old news, because rates have increased greatly, and especially on Friday. On Friday, because we had a stronger than expected jobs report showing that more jobs were added on a national level. That's why rates increased by about 25 basis points in one single day. The Fed really does not want to see that a lot of people are getting jobs. The unemployment is low, because they want to see that, or the labor market, to kind of slow down a little bit, because when more people or more jobs are added, they earn more income and therefore they spend more money, which of course increases inflation, right? So that's why mortgage rates increased greatly on Friday based on that jobs report for non-farm payrolls. All right, changing gears slightly here. Let's look at the report posted 1 year ago, looking at home price changes from August 2022 through August of 2023. So we can kind of compare what happened 1 year ago compared to the trends we're seeing today. So there was actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 states that posted decreases in home prices compared to August of 2022. Those were Arizona, Idaho, Montana, Nevada, New York, Texas, Utah, and Washington State. All posted decreases in home prices year over year. Now, this is an entirely different story this year, though. Only one state posted a decrease compared to August of 2023. And I'm not a huge fan of this report, because, they say here one state posted an annual home price growth or home price decrease, but they do not even mention the state. If I had to guess, it's probably Texas, because Texas has a lot more houses for sale compared to 1 year ago. And of course, compared to pre-COVID levels as well. But this chart shows that the percent change in home prices by less than 1%. They don't have less than 0%. So states that posted a small gain or a decrease were Texas, Hawaii, and Louisiana. But I'm guessing that Texas was in the only state that posted a decrease in home prices compared to August of 2023. Just a guess, but please leave me a comment below with your thoughts regarding that. But here is the states that have posted the biggest increases in prices from 12 months ago. That is South Dakota, the only state that posted a gain over 9.9%. I was going to say 10%, but it's 10% even. After that, we have New Jersey at 9.5, Rhode Island 9.3, Connecticut 8.1, Illinois 7.5, Wisconsin increased by 7%, Ohio up by 6.5, Nevada up by 6.4, Wyoming up by 6.2, and New Hampshire saw a gain of 6%. So all these states are obviously, most of them are posted or are located, in the Northeast or the Midwest, with the exception of Nevada and Wyoming. The first time I've seen kind of more Western states recently that have posted big gains compared to the other 50 states. Now, part of the reason why we're seeing this big increase in prices in the Northeast is this right here. This is according to ResiClub, analytics.com, a fantastic website if you guys want to learn about real estate trends on a national level. But they share really good analytics regarding inventory, looking at pre-COVID levels compared to now, and also different metros as well. Anyways, I want to make a separate video regarding this, but I just want to share this because the gains in prices, most of these are actually in the Northeast and of course the Midwest. And look what's happening here, because much of the Midwest and the Northeast have big decreases in the number of houses for sale this September compared to September of 2019. So for example, West Virginia is down by 53%. We also have New Jersey down by 62.5%. And of course, we have Maine down by 48.9%. Also, we have Illinois down by a whopping 61.5%. California, of course, I live here as a real estate agent in the Sacramento area. We're down by about 23%. So we have far fewer homes for sale compared to pre-COVID levels, just like much of the Northeast as well. But in contrast, there's actually 7 states that have more inventory compared to 2019. That is Florida, up by 9.2%. Tennessee is up by 11%. Texas up by 10%. Then we have Arizona up by 3.3%. Utah up by 4%. Colorado up by 4.16%. And also Idaho is up by 9.9%. Some other states that are very close as well is Washington State, a small decrease of 0.17%. In addition, Oregon's only down by 9%. We also have Oklahoma only down by 3.5%, and Alabama down by about 8%, as well as some of these markets as well, or some of these areas as well. So big picture, it's not a big surprise to me to see that these northeastern states have posted the biggest increases in prices given the lack of inventory from about 5 years ago. All right, let's change gears again and talk about the top 10 biggest metros nationwide, how that compares to years past. So here's a report from 1 year ago. This is the change in prices from August of 2023 compared to 2022. So Miami led the nation up by 8.3%. In contrast, Las Vegas was down by 2.9%. Phoenix was down by 1.9%. Denver barely squeaked out a gain, up by 0.5%. So if you guys recall, back in August and of course the summer and spring home buying season last year, the housing market was kind of in kind of a recovery mode. So that's why we saw these areas that posted decreases. So let's take a look at the map, what it looks like right now. So it's kind of funny here. Miami is still up by 8.9%, or actually higher compared to what happened in the prior year. But Miami led the nation again, up by 8.9%. But Las Vegas, quite the turnaround, up by 6.5%. 1 year ago, they were down by 2.9%. Phoenix was also down by 1.9%. Now it's up by 2.5%. San Diego is up by 5%. Los Angeles, 3.2%. Denver is up a little bit as well, up by 1.3%. But much of these northeastern metros are up greatly, up by more than 4%. Chicago, 6.8%. Washington, D.C., 4.8%. And Boston, up by 4.7%. Quite a bit, kind of in line with what happened 1 year ago, in fact. Same goes for Houston, up by 1.5%, and now they're up by only 1.1%. And lastly, let's talk about the 5 markets in which they believe home prices will decrease the most over the next 12 months. So the number 1 spot is Provo, Utah, a very high probability that prices will decrease over the next 12 months, or actually going through August of 2025. After that, we have Atlanta, Georgia, Salt Lake City, Utah, Palm Bay, Melbourne, Florida, and Gainesville, Florida as well, rounding out the top 5. So please leave me a comment below with your thoughts regarding today's video. If you guys got any value out of today's video, then please hit the like button. Also, if you guys want a real estate agent referral, then please email me at jason@meetjasonwalter.com, or you can check out my website, which is realestateteamfinder.com. Provide links in the video description below for all the articles I shared in today's video, and also for those other websites I mentioned in today's video as well. Anyways, I hope you guys have an amazing day. I appreciate you guys so much, and we'll see you next video.